How competitive was the City of Fond du Lac single family home housing market for the very first month of 2025? For homes that sold under asking price, at asking price, and over asking price, it was a pretty even distribution across the board where each category was around one third. But if we look a little bit deeper, the selling under asking price was actually the most dominant category at 38% of those homes selling under asking price. Then, for the 29% that did sell over, how much over were they selling for? Well, the majority of them was 5K or less. So none of that 20K, 30K craziness over, just 5K or less for the most part. And then what was the most active price point? So where did we see the most homes selling at or over asking price? That was in the 300s and the 100s. How fast are offers being accepted? So when we look at the January data, the most dominant category is 1 month. So, not 1 week or 2 weeks. The most dominant category was accepting an offer in around 1 month's time, whether that's a little before or a little bit after. And then, if we look at accepting an offer within a month's time, not just all those houses that were a month, but all adding up all the ones before that. So 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, 1 month, like 1 month and 1 week, that was 67%. So about two-thirds of houses accepted an offer within around 1 month's time, whether it was a little more or a little less than that. Then how many houses took price reductions? Of all the solds, it was 58%. So that's over half. And that's something for sellers to be prepared for, to know, okay, it's not just 20% of houses taking price reductions, it was 58%. And then that was more prominent in the 300s plus for price reductions. It was seen more often there. And I know in my last slide before this, I talked about how the 300s were an active price point. But what happened in those price points there is that they actually started up here and they worked their way down in price reductions, and then they got over this final list price that they ended at, and they got over asking here, but it definitely was not up at their list price. How many houses are for sale right now? Well, that's 78. And this is in line with inventory numbers from 2022. So it's better than 2023 and it's better than 2024 for how we started both of those years. So, yay for more inventory, feeling a little bit more like 2022. And then how many are available versus under contract? So, available means no offer, anybody can go ahead and put an offer on it. That's 46%. 54% are locked down and under a contract. These fully available homes, that 46% of them that are fully available, 72% of those have been on the market for 2+ weeks. So it's really only around a quarter of the active no offer inventory that's actually fresh inventory. Median home price for the month of January was 214K. And that is keeping in line with being in the low 200s. So, what can you get for the median home price in the city of Fond du Lac? Well, in the month of January, 512 East 10th Street sold for 213.9. This was a 1957 ranch, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath with a 1 car garage. It was 1,032 square feet and had no finished basement space on 0.14 acres. And the feel inside, you can see the kitchen and bath has some of those early 2000s features. At that median home price of 214K, what does a payment look like? Interest rates are around 6.85%. That is going to vary for you individually. So it's really a conversation that you need to have with your lender. But it's just over $1,300 if you're putting that 5% down. Also, there is going to be taxes, insurance, PMI on top of your principal and interest here. So have a conversation with your lender to get your exact scenario. The low end for January was 80K. This was 599 South Military, built in 1930. It's a 1.5 story, 3 bed, 1 bath with a 2 car garage and just over 1,400 square feet on zero point 0.2 acres. So some of that sounds decent. So what's going on here? Why is this price so low? It is outdated. So take a look at those kitchen cabinets here. Those are probably original, pretty old cabinets. There's slate siding here and some foundation issues. Being sold as is makes for this 80K price. 764 Mary Lee Drive sold for 487K. This was a 1994 built. It's a ranch, 3 bedroom, 3.5 bath with a 3 car garage, 2,100 square feet above grade in that ranch, and then about half of that, 1175, finished in the basement. It's on a big yard at zero point 0.7 acres, and the kitchen was updated pretty recently with some hickory cabinets and quartz countertops, but otherwise it is that 90s 2000s feel throughout the rest of the home. A couple things to watch include sales amount versus inventory. So, in the month of January, 24 single family homes sold, and that's about the same as the past two Januaries of 24 and 23. But the thing is, we have more inventory. So you would think there would be more sales, but there's not. It's that same amount of sales, even though we have more inventory. So something to keep an eye on. And then price reductions, that was 58% of the homes that sold in January took price reductions. And that is high because we did not see that in all of 2023 or all of 2024 when I pulled data at all. And I think some of this buildup of houses that were doing price reductions and are finally closing. We're just seeing it finally come out, but it's something to watch and note that more price reductions are happening and we should keep an eye on that.